Do you ever feel like the life you want to live is too quiet for the world that we live in right now? Because everything is so loud and fast and chaotic. It seems like people don't do anything for themselves anymore. Everything has to be shared, optimized, or validated somewhere on the internet. But not everyone wants that, and I know some of you don't want that either. Some of us just want to have peace. There is a pressure to be loud now, though, and not everybody wants to be loud. Some people don't want to chase the followers, the attention, or whatever else people are starting to chase nowadays. And that's all right. You are allowed to want a quiet life if you want one. If you spend any time online, you might get the feeling that if your life isn't full of noise, that something isn't going right. I've always wanted something more simple though, a life without all the noise. I think that's where I find a lot of my freedom internally. Your mental freedom doesn't have to come from something external, like chasing something or always trying to go after something or a certain goal, because there's always going to be a new mountain. And of course, we all aren't going to want the same thing. Some people really thrive in that type of environment, in the hustle and bustle, always having to have a full plate and getting things done. And that's cool because that works for them. But this video isn't for them. This video is for people more like me, kind of more introverted, don't always want to be in the limelight, or always having to have just a whole bunch of things going on. You would rather have a few focused things that you're really working on, things that really matter to you, that you want to get better in and optimize in, just for the sake of yourself, just for just wanting to be better in those things, not necessarily because you want to show it off or get some other validation from it. And I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but having a quiet life doesn't mean that you're not moving in the direction you want to move into. It doesn't have to mean something is wrong. It doesn't have to mean that something is missing. There's a difference between having a quiet, focused life and having a quiet, disconnected one, where you're just numb to everything and you're just going through the motions in the everyday to day. You can still be very focused in what you want to do and just do it all quietly. Being quiet doesn't mean being empty, and being quiet doesn't mean being clueless. And it doesn't have to be like boring either. Like just because you're doing all these things quietly and improving just for yourself, it doesn't mean you can't get joy out of that. You can still love everything that you're doing in the day to day. So yeah, you can live a quiet life and still focus on what matters to you. It could be reading, learning, training, underwater basket weaving, whatever you like to do and what you find important. So take some time to really figure out what matters to you, and once you do that and you get rid of all that noise, it'll be a lot easier for you to focus on what actually matters to you. Then you can really maximize those things. You'll be able to really lean into what you enjoy and to get in real touch with what matters to you, who you are on the inside. So if you're someone like me that likes to live a quiet life, don't even apologize for it. I know some people might think if you're doing things quietly or to yourself, it's a little standoffish or you're being distant. But I mean, sometimes there's trade-offs with everything. So if that's how you want to lead your life and stuff, try to get better with communication with those that you do care about. Like, give them explanations on how you're moving and why you're moving that way, because it is better for you overall if that's how you want to proceed. So protect it and build around it. Keep who you want close and then just build in that. For me, just like I mentioned a little bit earlier, some things I like to train and I like to learn, and I like to get really deep into those things because it just makes me feel really good. I feel more alive when I do those things. I feel like when you have something that you're always trying to get better at, like training, it just gives you that push to try to get better at that thing and to get better at other things, because when you do something like that, it'll carry over to other parts of your life. Even if you don't recognize it, it'll be there, kind of like a subconscious thing, where if you're doing something you really enjoy and you're doing it thoroughly and super good, it's going to start to trickle off and bleed into other areas, and you're going to start doing those things better too, and doing those things how you really appreciate and how you really love the things that are really speaking to you. But for you, it's probably something completely different. It could be anything that you want to do, whether it's a sport or it's some sort of a hobby that you want to really double down on. But also, you can try new things too. Just try things that you have always wanted to try or that you never even thought about trying, and stay open to everything. If you get an invite to do something, try it out. If it might interest you, you never know. It might be your new favorite thing in the world. Just stay tuned into what actually matters to you, and just remember, you don't always need an audience. You don't need a whole bunch of people around you clapping for you to do what matters to you and to get better at those things. Just lay the bricks you want to lay in your own piece, but that piece is going to have to be defined by you and you only. So take some time to figure it out. Write some things down. Journal if that helps you out, or talk to somebody else. So if you got this far and you're new here, my name is TJ. Let me know down below what a quiet life looks like for you. Give me a rundown on how you like to go about your day-to-day, go about your routine and stuff like that. Let's talk. All right. See ya.